Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
We're honored and grateful to GAM to have trusted us to host this great event. It really is something we take as an honor and very seriously. So I know every team member is very focused on making this week as smooth as possible, and weather permitting, it will be a great championship. A great championship with great champions. And being 100, there's a couple people I know are going to be mentioned a couple times tonight, that the Chuck Kocises, the Glenn Johnsons, the Pete Greens, the Bud Stevens, Steve Magdalene, all multiple champions. Glenn wanted to comment today that he was the winningest living champion right now, making sure everybody understood that. He said Chuck's gone now, so I'm in. But anyway, Heather is ready. I think we're all ready. Hopefully your games are ready. Keep it in the fairways, as you know, and stay below the hole. And enjoy this walk in the park. It is a great experience, and I'm just happy to share it with you. Thank you.
We are fortunate tonight to have a person that's been a media representative and has worked with a great radio station, WJR, for the last 15, 20 years. And he's going to be our MC. So let's give a nice round of applause to Mr. Steve Courtney.
Those who did this thing years ago to a great deal of success. James E. Sanders Jr. was a four-time Michigan amateur champion. His winning spanned 3 decades with victories in 1909, 1912, 1915, and 1924. He would go on to be the president of the Detroit District Golf Association from 1937 through 1947. This organization ran the Michigan Amateur from 1946 all the way through 1960. The DDGA became the Golf Association of America, of Michigan, which has managed the Michigan Amateur since 1961. He served, Mr. Standish wasn't done yet. He served as president of the USGA in 1950 and 1951 and fathered the U.S. Amateur Public Links Championship, and the trophy to this day bears his name. He also was a lifetime member of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews, Scotland. He passed away in 1967. That is James D. Standish, just a little thumbnail sketch of his contributions. Also, Chuck Kocsis, 6-time champion. Back in 1930, when a man by the name of Bobby Jones was dominating the sport, winning Grand Slams and such, a 17-year-old high schooler by the name of Chuck Kocsis won a Michigan Amateur, and the teenager victory made him the youngest winner ever. And ladies and gentlemen, that record still stands today. We begin with Mr. Joey Garber. Mr. Garber will come into this tournament the defending champion. Last year, Joey defeated Eric Lilla, 2-1, become one of the youngest Michigan Amateur champions at age 18. Chuck Kocsis, of course, as we just discussed, was the youngest at age 17. Later in the year, Garber won the Michigan Junior State Amateur. He was the first to win those 2 titles in 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Garber. I'll introduce Mr. Tom Werkmeister, known for owning the west side of the state. That's why the champion for crying out loud. Tom finally drove through and won the Michigan Amateur in 2009, defeating Mack Thompson 3-2 at Spring Meadows. Tom Werkmeister. Moving forward, Jimmy Chestnut. Jimmy defeated Steve Pusler 4-2 to win this title. He turned professional briefly, but twice, and both the Michigan Public Stroke and Match Play Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Davies. Josh Minder in a 20-hole final match. At the time, Dell's win made him the oldest champion at age 49. Todd Marston, come on down. Todd won the Michigan Amateur and Chuck Jackson in the first year the championship began its statewide rotation after being conducted at Belvedere Golf Club for 26 years. He went to the 18th tee all square with Josh Mondry and sent a 12-foot downhill putt for birdie to win. Nerves of steel, young man. Moving on in the list, we'll have a visit from Roy Schulteis. Roy Schulteis. Roy reached the quarterfinals in 1978, the semifinals in 1979, and broke through in 1984 with a 19-hole victory over Mark Tinman. Roy Schulteis, ladies and gentlemen. Now we'll make way for Willie Newcomb. Willie Newcomb. Bill Newcomb defeated John Gray, 3-2. He went on to become a golf course architect and designed a golf course right here at Boyne Highlands. Bill Newcomb. It's an amazing deal, that golf architecture. How can you do a flyover, take a picture of a plot of land, and just build something absolutely beautiful? It's mind-boggling. But then again, so is the thirds. He keeps it hot and cold. How's it not? Billy Newcomb right there.
Hey, Bill.
Now we go to Don Stevens. When Don won in 1960, he and brother Bud became the only second brother combination to win the Michigan Amateur along with Chuck and Sam Kocsis. Bud had won in 1959, making the brothers back-to-back champions. Don Stevens. Now we move on to two-time winners. We are in a two-time winner category. Randy Lewis. Randy's second win in 1999 came to win over defending champion Sean Coach. Randy was named the GAMS Golfer of the Decade for the 1990s. Quite an accomplishment. He was co-medalist both of those years. He won the Michigan Amateur. Randy Lewis, two-time champion. Now we're going up another notch. Three-time winner. Steve Madalena. He was a two-time champion and teammate at the University of Michigan with two future PGA Tour players, John Morse and Ed Hummler. Steve beat John Morse for his first Michigan Amateur title, 5-4, and was 4 under par for the match. Stephen Madalena. Interesting story here. Bud Stevens. Bud Stevens, a three-time winner. Bud and Dan Pohl were probably the two longest-inning champions in the history of the Michigan Amateur. Bud denied Glenn Johnson a sixth title in the 1963 finals, and twice lost in the finals, including a slugfest with Pohl back in 1975. Stevens qualified for 10 USGA championships and was a runner-up in both the Western Amateur and the USGA Senior Amateur. Bud was the GAMS Golfer of the Decade for the 1960s. Still looks like $1 million. Bud Stevens. To win it once, something else to win it twice. Unbelievable, 3 times crazy. Now we move on to 4-time winners of the Michigan Amateur. Peter Green is up first. Peter Green. Peter is the only golfer who won the Michigan Amateur in 4 decades, and is the oldest to have won it at age 55. Pete was a 3-time All-American in North Carolina. He won the GAM championship 3 times, the Michigan medal play 7 times, the Michigan senior once, and qualified for 25 USGA championships. Pete was the GAM's golfer of the decade, as you might suspect, for the 1970s. Peter Green. Now we move on to yet another category. 5-time winners. An easy thing to do if that's all you have to do is golf. Me, I choose to trim hedges every once in a while. Clean the garage. My life is awesome. Glenn Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. A 5-time winner. Johnson is one of 2 men who won the Michigan Amateur 3 times in a row. Glenn is a 5-time winner. Johnson is one of the only 2 men who have won the Michigan Amateur 3 times in a row. Glenn won the 50th Michigan Amateur in 1961. He qualified for 17 USGA championships and was a low amateur in 1981 Senior Open. Proudly a self-acknowledged clothes horse, some of his outfits made Doug Sanders and Ian Poulter's clothes seem a little bit tame. Needless to say, Mr. Glenn Johnson was GAM's golfer of the decade in the 1950s. I'm not sure, but I think he just mouthed to me, I can still outdrive you. Well, that does it.
I'm Jack Berry, and we're here on the 17th hole of the monument, and this is the hole dedicated to Chuck Kocsis. Chuck picked this as his favorite on the monument course, and it's very fitting that the Michigan Amateur is being played in Boyne country this year up at the Boyne Heather course at the Highlands, and Chuck won the amateur 6 times. No one has come close. Glenn Johnson won 5 of them, but Chuck won 6. We did an extensive interview with Chuck a couple of years ago, and I think that you'll find it kind of interesting. He was one of the all-time greats, probably the greatest player ever to come from Michigan. I remember Chuck at Birmingham Country Club in the later days, your later days, of the Michigan Medal Play Championship, and everything, you were fairways and greens, and it seemed that was the hallmark of your career. And tell us a little bit about what kind of clubs you used, because you were short. You weren't the longest hitter out there.
No, I wasn't. I kind of fell in love with the Bobby Jones irons when they built those in was it 31 or 32, I've forgotten. And I used those practically all my life. And they were my favorite club. And the Bobby Jones putter, the Calamity Jane, I used for a long time. I played at Augusta one year, and I had lunch with Bob Jones, and I said to him, Mr. Jones, would you do me a favor? He said, what is it? And I said, I want one of your Calamity Jane putters. He said, fine. He said, you go in a pro shop in the morning, there'll be one there for you. Well, I played, and I told my caddy, I said I had a nice experience last night, and I told him about Bob Jones giving me the putter. My caddy says, I've got one that he gave me when he finished playing golf. He said, would you like to have it? Well, I said, sure. So I give the caddy some money for it, and I had 2 of them.
Now, you won tournaments as a caddy, as a kid in high school and college, as a regular amateur, and as a senior amateur. You had some terrific victories over in Scotland.
Well, going to Scotland for the International Senior Tournament was kind of a thrill to me because I hadn't been back to Scotland since '38, and this is now, it's 1970, I think 71, and I was invited to that International Seniors Amateur, and they played it at Glen Eagles, and I went over there alone at that time, and I shot 67, 68, 67, 69. I won the tournament by 21 shots.
Is that you with the same ball?
Well,
wasn't one of those you used the same ball the whole time?
Sometimes I didn't. Another time, one of the later terms, I won it 4 times. I went over there 4 times.
Charles Chuck Kocsis hole, record holder unparalleled in Michigan amateur golf. He won 6 Michigan Amateurs and 3 Michigan Opens. He was Big Ten champion twice and National Collegiate champion. Also was a runner-up in the United States Amateur. He was low amateur in the United States Open twice, in the Masters, in the Western Open, and the Motor City Open. Kocsis was 3-time International Seniors champion at Glen Eagles, Scotland. One of those, he played all 72 holes with the same ball. He played for the U.S. Walker Cup team 3 times and is a member of the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame and the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. And this hole was dedicated on July the 15th, 1987. Well, you and Chuck had a few matches, didn't you?
Well, Chuck was a very unusual fellow. The matches I had with Chuck were in the Red Run Invitational. Bill Pooh, my business partner at the time. And I remember the first time I played Kocsis with Bill, he kind of looked at me on the first tee and he's, I think I'll give this kid a lesson. And he birdied the first 5 holes. I remember that. And would you believe that Prue and I beat him, and he was really upset. Chuck Kocsis didn't like to lose anything. And he always had a partner that was a lousy player. He didn't want his partner to help him at all. And he was upset. As a matter of fact, if the partner won the hole and he was out of it. But Chuck was a very unusual guy, tremendous competitor, and never talked very much to anybody.
He was very, very silent. He was a Tiger Woods type instead of the Rory McIlroy type.
Well, he was a great player, and it's a funny thing. I remember we're playing in the Open qualifying at Oakland Hills one day. And he never took his clothes off and changed till he found out what the weather was going to be. And there were times when the weather was bad and he thought it might be affect his playability that day. He wouldn't even try and play. He was so proud of his record, winning the Michigan Amateur, I think, every time he played in it. And he protected that.
Well, it was like the Michigan medal play. He every time that he played in it, he won it.
Yeah, he was a great player, and I finished second to him at Western in the Michigan medal one year, and that's as close as I ever got to him. But he seemed to have a special technique because his swing wasn't that great.
Well, he was a very strong stroke player. And I think that you certainly are best known for being such a terrific match player, that you could get it up and down, and just you must have enjoyed that.
Well, I worked very hard on the short game because, you know, the average good player hit around 14 greens, and I figured if I get it up and down on 3 of the other 4, I'd score pretty well. But there was something about match play. It was highly competitive, and I really enjoyed the psychology involved in those tournaments, which wasn't there in the medal play by itself. And it was fun watching the reaction of your opponent, and what he got upset about, and it was a great time in that match play.
Hi, I'm Jack Berry, and I'm at the 100th Michigan Amateur at the Heather course at Boyne Highlands, and a man who has had good success here and knows the course pretty well is a little white-haired now. Wait a minute, what's going on?
More than too many down stock market.
He wanted Oakland Hills on the North course, and guess what? It's going back there next year. Randy, tell us what you've been doing.
I've been working hard lately. I've had a busy schedule this spring. My son graduated high school, so we've been busy with that. But I've been playing a little bit of golf. Played the State Senior Open last week, and so this was my first big test, really trying to get my game going. And didn't do particularly well today, but it was still fun. The golf course was really great condition, just perfect, really.
Well, you've been a working man throughout a lot of your playing career when a lot of guys would just be spending all the time on the golf course. How come you weren't?
Well, I wasn't quite good enough to not work for a living. So, but no, I played plenty of golf. I'm lucky. Being in Alma at our club, we don't have a lot of members, and there's pluses and minuses with that. But you know, we don't have tee times, and you know, I can play right after work. I'm 3 minutes from the course by golf cart, and so I get my fair share of golf in.
Are you a lifer? When did you start playing? How old were you?
You know, I didn't start till I was almost 17. So I really wasn't a very good player in college. I became a better player after I got out of school, and then worked on it through the years. So.
Well, Gary McCord was saying the other day that the guys who win the major championships didn't go to college, so they went right into golf. So you kind of skipped part of that.
Yeah, I kind of skipped the college golf. So. But it's been great. I mean, it's been fun through the years, and I love playing in this tournament. It was really nice to be here, and last night was pretty special with the Champions Dinner, and that was really neat. So.
And what do you think going back to Oakland Hills?
I just hope I can find a way to get my game in shape to qualify to go back there. So it's not looking too good right now, so I would love to go back.
Yeah.
You know, Oakland's pretty special. I have not been back since I won, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, keep working at it, and get a little, you know, you've got the gray hair now, so you got the great experience.
Yeah,
now.
it might as well just turn white at this point.
Yeah.
I wish it would. So.
All right. Thanks very much, Randy.
It was good seeing you. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Jack Berry, and I'm at the 100th Michigan Amateur Championship at the Heather course at Boyne Highlands, talking to a past Michigan Amateur champion who won down the road, right, at Charlevoix. Did you win at Belvedere?
At Belvedere, yes, in 1984.
That's Roy Schultheis, and he's from the Thumb area.
Bay City.
Right. Beautiful Bay City, yep. on the water. And what have you been doing lately?
Well, besides keeping busy and trying to keep up with my sons who now hit it way past me, just trying to keep the game sharp, that's all. But and enjoying senior golf now, which is great. So.
Well, Bill Zylstra's found a carear in it.
Yes, I know. He and Reynolds are awfully tough to keep up with. They really are. So.
Well, that says good things about Michigan golf and about the Michigan players.
There are so many good players that come out of the state of Michigan, you know, and they are tough to beat. Very tough to beat.
And how old are you now, Roy?
55.
Ooh, you are hitting the mark now.
That's right. That's right. So I have to hit a lot more fairways, a lot more greens now. So.
Well, now you're a junior. You're just starting
That's right.
out.
That's right. I'm not as old as Reynolds or Zylstra, of course, but don't let them hear that. So, but no, it's been great. It's been great.
Terrific. Nice talking with you, Roy.
Thank you very much. No,
yep.
Thank you. Really.
We're at the Heather course at Boyne Highlands. I'm Jack Berry, and I'm talking to Greg Davies from beautiful West Bloomfield, Michigan, where I used to live, and won the Michigan Amateur here a few years ago, beating one of the big bombers in golf, Ryan Brem. Now, how'd you do that?
A lot of fairways and a lot of greens.
Well, that's the secret in golf, and that's been your game, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I've always been kind of a medium type hitter, maybe even short in today's standards. So I've got to hit a lot of fairways and greens.
Well, you've had a terrific career both in the public links and now in various statewide tournaments or the GAM.
Practice during the day if I can. Lunch hour practice type of stuff. You know, and I've got 3 kids now too, so 3 young kids.
Well, you didn't have any. I don't. The last time when you won here.
I did not. I have 2 twins, a boy and a girl that are 3.5, and a little girl at 16 months.
Wow. Now you got the 3.5 years old. Have you given them a plastic golf clubs?
Oh, yeah. They beat plastic balls and all over the house, and we've got them little putters for the actual putting green at the golf course. So.
Well, you know who started out with the plastic club at 3?
Tiger.
No, the guy who just won the Open, Rory McIlroy.
How cool! Hopefully they follow in his footsteps.
What do you got planned for the rest of the summer?
I'll be playing, a full schedule of events like I usually do. I'll play in the what's up next? The Michigan Open, then the GAM. Locally, we have the Siren, and then the Michigan Mid-Am, and try for the US Am and US Mid-Am.
Well, you should be familiar with the Michigan Open at the Orchards, right? Don't you play out of there a little bit?
Absolutely. I've played for their public team for probably 10 years or 8 or 10 years and know the golf course real well. I think the guys will have a lot of fun out there playing that golf course.
Now, that's a pretty big course, isn't it?
It's about 7,100 yards, I think. It's usually pretty firm and fast, so it plays a little bit shorter, but it's a really fun course.
Well, terrific. We've been talking with Greg Davies, who won the championship here at Boyne a few years ago, and now he's a big family man and still managing to play a round or 2. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Championship for the University of Michigan was pretty fun. We came up a few strokes shy, but it was a great tournament and a great learning experience.
Well, you've been playing on some good courses, the ones up here, and then Alistair McKenzie course is your home course at the university.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just lucky to be a part of just great programs, great courses, great management. I just feel part of the family here, which is nice. You feel comfortable having people out there watching you and congratulating you and urging you on. So it feels a little bit better when you make birdies, but they're also there when you make bogeys to pick up your spirits. So it's been good.
Well, I kidded you a little bit about your Ricky Fowler hairdo. Now, tell us how that got started, and is Fowler one of your favorites or what?
Yeah, Ricky's a good player. I like to think mine's a little better than his, but it works pretty well for him. So I figured I'd keep it going this week and see if it made me a little lucky and helped me hit a couple good shots, but I don't know if it does, but I'll keep that mindset.
Terrific. Joey Garber, the defending champion here at Boyne Highlands, the Heather course, which he kind of owns. What are some of your memories down at the Warwick Hills, the Buick? You were in 6 of them.
I remember playing there. There was a golf course before that I played too. Elks.
Yeah, the Elks Club.
Yeah, the Elks Club.
That was the Good Wrench Open.
Yes, that's right. When was that? 74, 75?
Well, it was in right when
mid-70s?
When they killed the Buick. General Motors thought they were getting too much publicity.
Yeah. And it was. You know what? Michigan is a great golf state. They love their golf. Probably more than any other state. But Ohio's kind of right there. But Michigan, you're nuts. They're absolutely nuts for golf.
Had you been up north at all before?
Yeah, we did the telecast 100 years ago. 100 years ago. Senior tour event at Grand Traverse.
Yeah,
TBC. Yeah. And I was on the CBS golf telecast team there. Nance and I forgot who was on that telecast. We came up and did that. Breathtaking.
GT1.
No idea. No clue who it was. I can't remember last week.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't remember last week. Was it Chi-Chi?
Yeah, I think so. It was the AT&T.
Good memory. That's the only time I've been up here, and then I came up. I liked it so much, we get to try to get a couple of hours or something, we drive up here. Or how much, 4 hours? Something like that. Stay up here for a couple of days and go back. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Have to get you in the Pure Michigan commercials.
Yeah. Any commercial would be nice. Yeah. As long as it pays.
Championship. This is the 7:15 honorary starting time. First up, a man with his brother Don is one of only 2 brother duos to win the Michigan Amateur Championship, along with Chuck and Sam Kocsis. Please welcome the Golf Association of Michigan's Player of the Decade for the 60s and 3-time Michigan Amateur Champion, Bud Stevens. A man who is the GAM's Player of the Decade for the 70s, 4-time champion of the Michigan Amateur in 4 separate decades, Pete Green. Please welcome a man who is one of only 2 players who have won the Michigan Amateur Championship 3 years in a row. The GAM's Player of the Decade of the 50s, the winner of the 50th Michigan Amateur Championship, 5-time champion, Glenn Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the 100th Michigan Amateur Championship is underway. 2010 Michigan Amateur Champion, Joey Garber. From Kentwood, 2009 Michigan Amateur Champion, Tom Workmeister.